I'm Sanket Sahu, and you might have seen me on Twitter, very active there. And you might know one of my projects that is GlueStack, and which is a React Native UI component library. And it was known as Native Base. You might have used if you have used React Native at some point. And yeah, I co-founded this company called Geeky Ants. We are also a community partner. We run a lot of meetups, and I see a lot of faces who come to our meetups here. So good to be here. And play with this. This is my third year in a row at Nexus, and this is a slide that was there even last year. So there's a caravan that I built for that digital nomad dreams, although it's eating dust right now, just sitting in my slides. But yeah, that's the caravan that I built fully off-grid. And yeah, I also do some memes on the internet sometimes. So this was in 2023 when I was experimenting with Midjourney. I made Elon Musk an RCB fan. And look what, we got the trophy this year. And not only that, I also made him send to Manyata Tech Park for some reason. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm on a mission to bring design and code together. And the stage is set really well by Chaitanya in the last talk. What can we do with Figma, and how can we use the MCP server and export code in your design system? And to share my journey, let's go back to the late 90s. I know a lot of you don't know about what late 90s looked like, but there was a software called Visual Basic. Anyone? Visual Basic? A lot of old people. So it used to look like this. So Visual Basic had, it was a UI drag and drop builder. You could actually build Windows apps inside Visual Basic, and it also looks like paint and brush. You have got tools on the left side, and you can actually drag and drop all those OEM widgets of Windows, like buttons, text box, and all those things. And that's your app. You drag and drop, and then it's built. And post that, if you want to like make some API calls or do some database changes, you would actually write code in the language called BASIC. But you would never write code for UI. And that was in late 90s. Okay? And then we had, in early 2000s, we had something called Adobe Flash. Any fans? Adobe Flash fans here? A few, yeah. So it used to look similar to a blank canvas, like Visual Basic, or somewhat like the design tools of modern day. And I used it a lot. I used Adobe Flash, and it could also run on the web. You could actually do things in Adobe Flash and later embed it inside a running web page. And JavaScript in early 2000s was not JavaScript what it is today. It was like not as powerful as it is today. And we could like do animation. We could make API calls. And I remember I did a lot of crazy things, like I built a slideshow app and sold it as my freelancing project to multiple customers. And I even built my own website using Adobe Flash. But later it got killed. Adobe Flash was killed. And it got killed with the release of iPhone, because Steve Jobs decided to not support this in iPhone. And that's where the whole web got pushed back, at least for a lot of years. Whatnot, building a bunch of things. Now it's very easy. So now we are getting back to the fun old days of probably building. And this is a flight simulator game, which was also vibe coded by one of the famous internet person. His name is Level Sahu. He does a lot of indie hacking. And out of one of his projects, he built this flight simulator game, all vibe coded. And the balloons that you see there, they're like sponsors. So he's so famous that he is actually selling balloons inside his 3D game, and people are paying him. You can see chat base and a bunch of different things there. So it's getting fun. And we see like two huge shifts in the whole process. One is the augmentation, and second one is like replacing the tools. When you talk about augmentation, you saw how Chaitanya used cursor instead of VS Code, and that's the augmentation that I'm talking about. I've also used a VS Code plugin, open source plugin called Client, which makes VS Code similar to Cursor, and then obviously Windsurf. And also we are seeing these for design, like we have got Canva AI, we have got Adobe Firefly, we have got Figma Make, for example, and it's evolving. And then there are like tools that's replacing everything, like Replit, Bolt, V0, Lovable. And I'm building to these tools as well to solve my own problems. Two major things that we are building. One is we call it Ant Agents, which is an agentic AI platform for business process automation. Heavy jargons. But yeah, as I run Geeky Ants, Geeky Ants is a software agency company. We are 400 people, and as a part of automating a lot of things, we are building an agentic platform that can help us automate, like right from the whole sales process all the way to delivery. And this is a platform that we are building, Ant Agents. The second one is definitely solving what I was talking about, the developer-designer handoff problem. Today, designers work in their own set of tools. Like we have got Figma, XD, and Framer, and all these tools on one side, loved by the designers. On the other side, developers don't like to really work in there, but probably take out some bits and use their own tools, like Windsurf, VS Code, Cursor, and all these tools. So there's a gap for sure, and that's why I'm building something called Shaper. Shaper is a design tool that talks to your code, and it also pushes code in your favorite version control tool like GitHub. So if you look at the tools, like we have design tools, and then we have like prompt to code tools on the other side. We have got Lovable, Bolt, and Replit. But there's no one single tool today that actually does both, like being good at design and good at code as well, or maybe using code as a source of truth. If you look at Lovable, Bolt, and Replit, they use source code to render things on the screen. But if you talk about the design capability, what something like Figma provides, it lacks that. And that's why we built Shaper, and I hope it solves problems for companies and maybe Razorpay as well. So let's have a look. So this is Shaper, and as you like draw stuff here, like a rectangle, it's all code. And it's not code export. We can edit the code as well. So you can say rounded - full, and as you do it, it actually updates the code. And I can go back and use it as a designer, like probably update some color. So this is like we are updating the rounded full to rounded LG, and then probably update. So all these are Tailwind tokens. These are Tailwind classes, and available for designers to actually use them as tokens. And you can use, say, text. As you do that, it actually adds a paragraph inside the div that it created earlier, and we can make changes. We can update things and say change the color and do a few things. And probably after that we can like change padding, like P5, P6, something like that. And as we do it, we can after this open the code and see what the code looks like. So we have got a div, we have got paragraph and all these things, but it's not an actual button, it is a div. So we can right click and change or replace that from div to a button. And yeah, so it's now a real button, and it's all bi-directional. So that's what we have built. You can preview it in a new screen. And this whole design that you see on the screen was the landing page, the previous landing page of Shaper was actually developed from scratch by a designer. And later the designer had to like do something, like she had added a button and she had to get it integrated. So we called a developer, and the developer just came in and coded, like if you want to like show a pop-up against that, you can go back to VS Code. You don't need to be logged into the code editor that we provide inside Shaper. And yeah, as we do it, we can go back and see. So there's no change for developers. Probably add a hook and then connect things. Probably add a callback handler and update the state. As we do it, we can again now go back to design and then click on that, and then the pop-up appears. And post that, designers can pick up that flow and update the whole design from there if they want to like update the design of the pop-up. And it's not just that. I mean, we also have prompt to code or prompt to design, which is the same thing basically. You can actually select a part of it and click and say, probably add a testimonial section right after this. And as we do it, it follows the design language of the whole page. And this is when I was talking to a few people, like even the last talk, which talked about how to use your design system to create things. And the testimonial section that you see, it follows the same design guideline and components that's used in that project. So it solves that problem as well. So the software development lifecycle has totally changed, and get ready for the future. And the lines between designer, developer, PMs, founders, it's all blurring. It's all builders now. So don't get too attached to your designations, and let's make way for the builders. And sign up for Shaper. I'm here. In the break, we can talk about it. And there's a QR code if you want to scan. And yeah, we can chat later. Thank you so much.